Islamic crowdfunding in the past 1 year has suddenly come to the mainstream. Right? And I think, in my opinion, the two major changes or developments, firstly is proof of concept. There are a few very good platforms that have established themselves well. They have given good returns for the investment ones, as well as given or created a very huge impact on society for the donation or reward-based ones. So that's the first thing. Proof of concept is there. It's time to grow and scale up. And the second thing is actually recognition. So there has been recognition. In fact, the term Islamic crowdfunding did not exist a year ago or 2 years ago. Right? So right now, there are awards focused on Islamic crowdfunding, there are articles, there's all sorts of initiatives. So these are the two things that are happening right now.
So I think a great achievement of Islamic crowdfunding over the past year has been really the validation of a variety of different business models. Islamic banks have been very dominant in big commercial projects, public sector work, but the small money ticket size is something that we've seen been really well served by some new and innovative business models. For example, Ethis, which does real estate crowdfunding, they financed the building of over 5,000 low-income housing. So I think that's a real testament to their model working.
It is quite a tough nut to crack in order for you to offer a completely holistic, Sharia-compliant equity crowdfunding platform. There are challenges associated with that, typically regulatory. The other challenges are what qualifies as Sharia compliant and how can you present that to the Sharia compliant investor base.
The challenge is to get Muslims or even non-Muslims to embrace the concept and to be part of the concept, not just putting in money, but to embrace the idea and the fundamentals behind it, to get educated about it, and to spread the word about it.
So far, crowdfunding being very new, there hasn't been a lot of downside. So I think things will get over the next few years as things get battle tested. We'll see how that all shakes out, right? So far, things have been very positive, but that's not always the case. So I think regulatory is a big challenge, and then also recourse if things go bad, seeing how that's going to play out in the future.
What's got to be done is three things. One, the market needs to regulate exactly that in order to give the investor the right comfort and the investor protection mechanisms in order for them to participate when they see a company there on the platform. The second needs education, so the SMEs and companies need to understand the process of capitalization. What does it mean for you to put together a valuation for the company, financial forecasts, and to sell a small stake in the business in order for you to embrace and participate and raise the money successfully. And the third thing is government encouragement to participate in crowdfunding.
I'm aware of many very useful and potentially very impactful initiatives by governments and private sector. Like, for example, in Malaysia, they have given out licenses for equity crowdfunding last year. And this year, they should be giving out licenses for P2P or debt-based, or profit-sharing-based, revenue-sharing-based crowdfunding. So those are developments that are very important because it gives credibility to the industry. What needs to happen next year is for this to be adopted on a larger scale, for more countries to come forward, either giving guidelines or regulations. Right? The Singapore approach is guidelines. This is what you can do within this space, within this sandbox, they call it. And beyond that, we'll have to get approval.
Yeah, so in Indonesia specifically, I think guidance from OJK, which is the Financial Services Authority, guidance about crowdfunding would be very beneficial. I think also looking at, in terms of the global Muslim community, we have so many different jurisdictions. It's really a fragmented global marketplace. And we see a lot of different startups working specifically in different countries. But we're a global Muslim community, and raising funds globally is really the ultimate goal. So I think the extent that there can be a trend towards standardization, I think that's going to be helpful because that's going to help a much wider Muslim audience to benefit from crowdfunding.
now the interest is starting to grasp, and it starts with the regulators always first. So as soon as the regulators regulate that, the next level is to educate the SMEs and to educate that using incubators and how to participate through equity crowdfunding platforms. And the third is basically government encouragement and government giving their stamp of approval to allow the public to participate in these kind of deals.